Well, thank you so much. I'm very happy I won the Silver Torch Award because I was not asked to be a table captain, I want you to know, nor lieutenant, nor sergeant. First is Cynthia Germanato, who does so much good work with her Born This Way Foundation. It is such an important message. It is resonating all across the country. Let's give her a round of applause. Thank you so much. And to Lady Gaga, who has used her celebrity to communicate a very powerful message and has given hope to young people all across this country. Really, God bless her and what she's doing. To Norman Simon and Melissa Sklarz, thank you so much for your leadership and what you're doing for the Pride agenda. Let's give them a round of applause. To Marla Hasner and Kate Hathaway, congratulations. Look at this success. Did they do a magnificent job? To Louis Bradbury, who has been there for year after year after year, making sure that Pride stays on the right course. Let's give him our thanks. To Nathan Schaefer, the executive director, thanks for everything you do. And as a personal point of privilege, I have my general counsel, the counsel to the governor who is here, who has really done amazing legal work, and the state is breaking new ground in so many fields, and we will again tonight, but it wouldn't be without Alfonso David. Alfonso, please stand up. Stand up in front. As this is the Pride Agenda dinner, please allow me to take a few moments to indulge us all in a moment of New York pride, because New York State is not just another state. I know that sounds like New York arrogance for sure, but it also happens to be true. New York State is a special state. It plays a unique role in this nation. It has for a long time. New York was the laboratory of the American experiment in democracy. New York is the state that said to the world, we open our arms and we invite you all to join us. The Statue of Liberty is in our harbor, inviting all races, all color, all creeds to join our community, to join our family of New York. We are the national and international capital of diversity and inclusion. Our country's founding slogan, E pluribus unum, one out of many, is not just words on paper to us, but rather how we live our lives. It's our credo and the foundation of our society. And as we are premised on diversity, included in the premise of diversity is the promise of equality. You can't have one without the other. We welcome all with open arms, with acceptance, and without judgment. New York has been the champion of equality all through our history. The women's rights movement started here in New York, 1848 in Seneca Falls. We pioneered racial fairness when we birthed the NAACP in 1909. We championed human rights when we became the first state in the nation to enact a human rights law in 1945. We established the gay rights movement in Stonewall in 1969. No, New York State is not just another state at all. It is the nation's progressive capital and the nation's crusader for justice. E.B. White said, New York is to the nation what the white church spire is to the village, the visible symbol of aspiration and faith, the white plume saying the way is up. New York understands that equality does not just come easily. It is a fight for equality. Martin Luther King said, the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. But Martin Luther King did not mean that it bends towards justice on his own. Martin Luther King also said, human progress is neither automatic nor inevitable. Every step towards the goal of justice requires sacrifice, suffering, and struggle. The founding of the Pride Agenda 25 years ago recognized exactly that there was a struggle for equality. And the Pride Agenda came together through its formation, organization, and mobilization. The Pride Agenda has made this state a better state. We understand that change is hard. We understand that stereotypes run deep, and fear and bigotry are tenacious enemies. But we have overcome, and we have made great progress. Just think about where we were 25 years ago before the Pride Agenda. 25 years ago, AIDS was not just a frightening medical condition. It was the scarlet letter, a dark stigma. Families abandoned their loved ones to the street, literally to die. The President of the United States at the time wouldn't utter the word, but New Yorkers took a different path. New Yorkers came together to heal, and the New York governor formed the first commission to attack AIDS in the nation, and to attack AIDS with the same vehemence that AIDS had attacked New Yorkers. And I am proud to say to you tonight that that governor's name was Mario Cuomo. Today, New York State still leads the way on the AIDS crisis by announcing that we will not rest until we end AIDS as an epidemic, until it is a distant memory like measles or smallpox or influenza, and we are going to get there now because we can. "25 years ago, before the Pride Agenda started, sex between gay couples was illegal. 25 years ago, a gay couple had no right to inheritance, to insurance, or even to visit a loved one dying in a hospital bed. 25 years ago, gays did not have the right to adopt a child with a same-sex partner. There were no laws prohibiting discrimination against LGBT people. There were no laws against bullying in schools, no laws to protect domestic violence in same-sex relationships. 25 years ago, suggesting the idea of same-sex marriage would have been unthinkable, even ludicrous. Indeed, as recently as 2009, the New York State Legislature soundly defeated the same-sex marriage bill. But we organized, we fought, we risked, we challenged, we came together, the Pride Agenda led, and we passed marriage equality in New York, and New York started a wave, and that wave swept across the entire country and overpowered all opposition. And that wave was the demand for justice, and we accomplished it. But with all we have done, we are still not yet finished. Equality is more a journey than a destination. And there are still those who need to be convinced. There are still stereotypes and biases that exist as we sit here tonight. There are still those who believe that gay is a form of mental illness and that with conversion therapy it can be cured. We still have not made discrimination against all illegal. Now, it is true we passed SONDA in 2002, and it was a great step forward. But it is also true that SONDA was flawed, and that's what we saw in the video. The law protected lesbians, gays, and bisexuals, but the law left out the T, so to speak. It left behind the transgendered, because they said they couldn't get it passed if it included transgendered. So they were dropped from the bill, and the rest was passed. That was not right, it was not fair, and it was not legal. Sonder created a civil right for lesbians, gay, and bisexuals. Marriage equality created a civil right. But transgendered individuals deserve the same civil right that protects them from discrimination. That, my friends, is the basis of the gender movement, fairness for all, and it is long overdue. It is intolerable to allow discrimination of transgender individuals, and they are one of the most abused, harassed groups in society today. Well, it is New York State's role, New York State's responsibility, and New York State's legacy to lead the way. And that's exactly what we're going to do tonight, my friends. The law of the state of New York says, and I quote, "It is illegal to discriminate against any person because of his or her race, creed, color, disability, national origin, sexual orientation, military status, age, sex, marital status, or familial status." The law also says that the State Division of Human Rights has the legal authority to interpret the application of the law. Well, as governor of New York, it is my opinion that in 2015, it is clear that the fair legal interpretation and definition of a person's sex includes gender identity and gender expression. Therefore, thank you. Therefore, I am directing the State Division of Human Rights to immediately issue regulations defining New York State's anti-discrimination law to prohibit discrimination against trans individuals in the state of New York. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This would not have been possible without all the years of hard work by the people in this room. But it is a sweet victory indeed. New York's law will be the most sweeping in the nation. It will apply to all people, all businesses, all facilities, be they public or private, all fields of endeavor in employment, housing, public accommodations, and credit. Our law covers it all. In closing, my friends, 100 years ago, before Stonewall, a great New Yorker by the name of Walt Whitman wrote these words: "Whoever degrades another degrades me, and whatever is done or said returns at last to me. In all people I see myself. I give the sign of democracy." Today, the great state of New York says we celebrate the beauty in each of us, and the promise of freedom, equality, and happiness applies to all of us. Because as Whitman said, we see ourselves in all people, lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgendered, because true humanity and the state of New York dictates nothing less. Follow New York. The way is up. Thank you, and God bless you.